So here we are.
Yeah.
I guess introduce yourself.
I'm Linda with Superior Title and Escrow.
And I'm Troy Stavros with Doorbell Real Estate. And we are here to just kind of give you some information on some things that are going on in the marketplace that are affecting homeowners and home buyers and home sellers in regards to fraud.
Yes.
We were talking about this at a closing the other day, and some of the situations are just amazingly bad.
They're really, really bad.
So I would love for you to just kind of give us a breakdown of what is happening out there and what people need to be looking for.
Okay. One of the things that we've discovered lately is the hackers are actually going to the courthouse, looking up the information on all the new buyers. A lot of the lenders now have their loan numbers, has a customer's address, everything about the new loan that they've taken out of record in the courthouse. They're getting this information. They're sending letters to the customers saying, we've bought your loan. Now, of course, most of the customers are aware that the lenders sell their loans. They don't keep them. So they're kind of expecting this letter. So they get this letter that says, we've bought your loan. Don't send your payment to the prior place. You're going to start sending it to us. Here's your new loan number. And we have several customers that did exactly that. They got this letter. They're like, oh, okay, I've got to send my payment here. They sent it. A few months later, they get default notices from their lender. So they call up this supposed new lender. They go, don't worry about it. It's a mistake in the system. Don't worry about it. We're getting it corrected. Just go ahead and continue to send your payments. And 6 months later, they're in foreclosure. So with no knowledge that it was fraud.
Wow. So the hackers are getting the information of people that have recently, or maybe not even recently, maybe a while back, have purchased a home.
Right.
So they're getting the lender of that on record, and they're sending a letter out to these homeowners saying, hey, the servicing or your loan has been purchased by another bank. This is the bank that has purchased it, and this is where you need to send your new payment.
Exactly. And because they've pulled that deed of trust from the deed records, they have all of the pertinent information. They know who you got your loan with, what date you closed. 90% of the time, the new loan number is on the deed of trust. They have the customer's names exactly as on title. So it looks very valid.
And then the people that are the homeowners that are receiving this letter think it's normal. They start sending their payment to this new bank like they would send it to their regular bank, but now their old bank that
It's
really
not
has the
getting
loan
paid.
is not getting paid. So therefore, they go into
They
foreclosure
go into foreclosure.
and lose their house.
Exactly.
That's
exactly. It's really bad.
And this is
really
happening
bad.
out there right now.
It is. There's 4 cases in Knox County that I'm aware of right now.
Wow.
There was a 5th, but it was caught a little sooner. And thankfully, the gentleman had enough reserve to catch it up. And the FBI is currently trying to track these people down. The problem is they're so sophisticated. The money goes usually to an APO address, and then it's transmitted overseas.
Wow.
And it's gone.
So from the standpoint of a homeowner, what should they do if they get a letter like this?
Call their lender that they got their loan with and verify who the loan was sold to.
Okay.
Very important to do that. And in fact, the lender that they got their loan from will be able to give them a valid contact number and who to talk to with the new lender so they can verify that everything is accurate.
And then I would imagine if they find out that it's not accurate,
They need to report it to the FBI.
okay. Great.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
It is horrible. Another instance of fraud is the hackers are also infiltrating emails. And we've discovered that Gmail and Ymail are the most common to be infiltrated.
Probably because those are the two most
They're
popular.
the biggest. Yeah. So, but what they do is they are targeting real estate agents.
Okay.
Title companies, for the most part, especially our title company, we have the highest standard in firewalls, and we've just implemented another safety feature with our emails to prevent this. But they go in and they fish and they find the real estate agent's information, And all they have to do is send an email to that agent saying, I'm interested in buying a house. Suddenly they've got all your contact information. Then they'll change it around just a little tiny bit, maybe put a dot, an asterisk, something in it.
In their email address.
In their email address, yes. So there'll be a tiny variant, but most people really won't even notice it because it'll have your name. And in most cases, at the bottom, it'll have your picture, your company address, everything that you would normally send out in your email, it looks exactly.
Yeah.
So what they've done in the past, and I actually personally had this happen, is they had sent an email from what they thought, well, the customer thought it was their agent, saying the title company's bank has been compromised. Please use these wire instructions instead of the prior wire instructions. Customer didn't even question it because he thought it was from his agent. So he sent his wire based on that. And when we called and said, we have not received your wire yet, the answer was, well, I used the wire instructions that my agent gave me. And we were like, oh no.
Oh.
Luckily, we caught it quick enough. The FBI was able to go in, and this actually went through a Wells Fargo account. But the FBI was able to go in. They were able to recoup all but $4,000 of the customer's money.
Wow.
And the bank that got the wire, that wasn't supposed to get the wire, I guess they kind of figured something might be a little fishy, so they didn't let them take the full amount out. But in a lot of cases, they do. And the customers are just out.
So just to recap this scenario, the hackers are pretending to be the real estate agent.
Mm-hmm.
So they're getting the agent's information. They're taking his email address and they're just changing it slightly, maybe adding a hyphen or a period or something in there where you wouldn't even notice.
it.
And then they're sending this email to the buyers, and it looks exactly like an email from the real estate agent,
Right.
and it's giving new wiring instructions.
Yes.
And then the buyers are there then using these wiring instructions to send their whatever their down payment is or
Yes.
whatever. And I know from a fact that I've heard from some other agents that people are losing massive amounts of money.
They are. According to the FBI, the losses are in excess of $1.4 billion.
Wow. 1.4 billion.
Title companies in 2018 reported 480% increase in wire fraud attacks. So, and that's just the ones that we're aware of. So, you know, it's really big. What the FBI recommends is that the real estate agents use very strong password identities and do a 2-step authentication.
Okay.
It helps protect you because you don't want to be the bad guy
Sure.
in the end. Of course you're not, but the customer goes, well, I got the email from you.
Yeah.
Well, no, you didn't. It was hacked. But just to be careful. But
And I'll be honest, I personally get these emails.
oh yeah,
You know, we get them all the time as agents, and I just saw something on Facebook today where there was another agent friend of mine in Nashville that said, well, yeah, I got 2 in my email this morning, basically saying the same thing that looked like it was coming from another agent that I know
yeah,
and
yeah,
giving instructions.
exactly. It's really, really, really bad right now. Here, what we do when we contact a customer and tell them that if they say they want to wire to us, we will tell them we'd really like to fax you our wire instructions. If they don't have a fax available, we will email them. We send it through a secure email, but we tell them, call us before you send your wire and verify every single number on this wire. Because there was a title company in Campbell County, and the hacker actually set up a bank account at the same bank that the title company used and changed one number in the account number.
Wow.
And they ended up losing a bunch of money. So we verify every number with the customer to make sure that their money's secure.
Because if a buyer sends off $90,000
That's $90,000 gone.
that they're not going to see again, it's not like, oops,
Yeah.
it's gone.
Yeah, and like the customer that I was talking about earlier, he had moved here from out of state. So he had wired every bit of money that he had to the wrong place. But he shows up in Tennessee with a truck full of furniture and no money.
Hmm.
And that's really sad.
Yeah.
Luckily, his agent was really nice and got him set up in a temporary quarters until we could get this ironed out.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen for everybody.
Yeah.
So,
And this is happening right here in Tennessee, and it's happening everywhere. So no matter where you're coming from, no matter where you're going to, you need to be wary of this because it's happening everywhere.
that is correct.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Well, thank you so much. Is there anything else that you can think of?
Well, the only other thing is the fake cashier's checks that are coming in, but
Okay.
this is more for agents to watch out for.
Okay.
It's my understanding that agents have been given these fake cashier's checks as earnest money deposits, and sometimes it'll take your bank days to find out that it's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So if a customer comes in and says, I want to buy this house, they write a contract and give you a cashier's check. And then they come in a couple days later and say, nah, I've changed my mind. I want my money back. I would be very careful to make sure that that was a valid cashier's check.
Okay.
And one good way to tell is hold it up and look in the light. If it has a watermark, you're probably safe. If you don't see a watermark, lay it on your copier and copy it, and it should have void all over the copy. That's a valid cashier's check.
Okay. And from a customer standpoint, this is important because if somebody gives a fraudulent cashier's check for earnest money or a down payment or sends it to the title company, then when it goes to closing, if it's not caught, then there could be an issue with the house selling or getting your money.
Exactly, like
Yeah.
the one in Maryville where the title company actually took the cashier's check, didn't verify it. The supposed buyer, who had a fake ID, moved in and totally wiped out the house, took out the heat and air unit, all the cabinets,
Wow.
everything of value. The house was empty.
And then got out of Dodge.
And got out.
Wow. Okay.
So you got to just be real careful.
Yeah, there's a lot going on out there, and we just wanted you to know, so you are have the knowledge to combat these things should they enter your inbox or a situation arises during your home sale or home purchase. We thank you for watching, and thanks, Linda. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
you. All right.
Absolutely.